For aggressive savers that have access to a 401k through their work, there's been a very common strategy that they've used, very effective, to get tax diversification. However, thanks to the two main advantages of the Roth 401k, I am starting to see a shift in that strategy. I'll explain that and more coming up. If you are saving a lot for your retirement, meaning you're maxing out your retirement plans, there's been a very, very effective strategy that people have been using for the past 15 years. We would recommend it a lot. It would get tax diversification. It'd allow you to get some deductions right now while also having some dollars that are growing tax-free for your financial future. It's a fantastic play, a fantastic strategy. However, more and more people we're seeing shift that strategy. We're actually advising to shift that strategy. Now, if this is you, the play is still effective, okay? It's like the play action pass, right? In football. Very effective against just about any defensive scheme. Very, very effective. And what that strategy has been, again, this is for aggressive savers, so it doesn't apply to everyone. But a lot of people have aspired to this, and a lot of people have run this play. I'm going to max out my 401k pre-tax, and then I'm going to contribute the maximum amount to my Roth IRA. Fantastic strategy. Works in a lot of environments. Again, just like play action pass. Max out my 401k pre-tax so I get a big deduction on those 401k contributions, but then also max out my Roth so I'm having dollars and building wealth, growing tax-free as well. It's been a very, very effective play. And if it's one that you're still using right now, it still may be appropriate for you. However, we are seeing a lot of people that used to aspire to that or used to run that play shift their strategy. In fact, we're also recommending in certain situations that people start shifting that strategy. And it all centers around the growth, a couple trends, but the growth in popularity or the growth of availability of the Roth 401k. What the new strategy for many people, and again, this doesn't apply to all, but instead of maxing the 401k pre-tax and then contributing the max to their Roth IRA. Instead, they are maxing their 401k Roth, okay, not pre-tax, but Roth, and then doing the max to their HSA. Max to their HSA. This does the same benefit, has the same benefit of tax diversification today because the Roth 401k is after tax, and those dollars, you're not getting a deduction on your contribution, and they're growing tax sheltered, but then come out tax-free as long as you're 59 and a half, you meet the requirements. But then you're also, if you have a qualifying, HSA qualifying high deductible health plan, you're also getting a tax deduction on the amount that you're contributing to your HSA. So it still blends that original plan, that original strategy of having some dollars be after tax and some dollars where you get a tax deduction today. However, this is the play that's being drawn up for more people these days because it overcomes two big challenges. One, people are growing more and more convinced, and I don't blame them, that taxes will rise in the future. Or even if tax rates don't rise, because that's really going to be hard to get voted on, and it's a popularity contest, and raising tax rates not very popular. So instead of maybe taxes rising, new taxes being created. And so people are looking at today's low tax rates and today's tax deductions and saying, I want more of my wealth growing tax-free. And I get it. And so this strategy, this shift in the strategy can optimize that because the Roth 401k has much larger contribution limits than the Roth IRA. For 2026, the Roth 401k, that contribution limit, $24,500, okay? Up $1,000 from the year before, $24,500 if you're age 50 or older. It's another $8,000 on top of that. That's an enormous contribution amount that you can have shifting dollars into growing tax-free on the tax-free side of your wealth. And then, but the Roth IRA, the contribution also has gone up, that limit, but it's only $8,000, right? Comparing the two, if the name of the game, if you're concerned, if you're looking at tax brackets today saying, well, they're pretty low rates today, we've got growing debt, taxes are either going to rise in the future or new taxes will continue to be created. I want to get as much of my wealth growing tax-free for the future. Oh my goodness, $24,500 is a much bigger catcher's mitt. It's a much bigger bucket to put dollars in than $8,000 into the Roth IRA. But the other reason why this has grown in popularity, this plan, this strategy is being utilized more, is that the Roth 401k doesn't have an income restriction. The Roth IRA does. The Roth IRA, in order to contribute to it, you need to have earned income. Well, obviously, you need earned income to contribute to a 401k as well, right? You're working. 401k is a workplace plan. So you need to have earned income to contribute to a Roth IRA. But you can't have too much total income. And not just you, it's on your tax return. Modified adjusted gross income needs to be below certain limits. For 2026, for single filers, you need to be below 153,000 modified adjusted gross income to make a full Roth IRA contribution. If you're a little bit above that, it starts phasing out. If you're past the second threshold, you can't do any Roth IRA contribution. And for joint filers, 242,000 is that income threshold, where below that, you're fine. You can make a full contribution to your Roth IRA. Above that, you start getting limited. I think it's just, 252,000. If you're above that, you can't make any Roth IRA contribution. And again, this strategy is for aggressive savers. And so in order to be an aggressive saver, typically you need to have a decent amount of discretionary income, so higher wages and lower spending habits. And therefore, sometimes in these situations, you're bumping up against that income restriction where you're limited in being able to do a Roth IRA contribution. Well, that income limit does not apply to the 401k. You can make $1 million. And if you have a Roth 401k available to you, you can still max out the full amount. It's subject to top-heavy rules if you don't have a safe harbor plan. And so, yes, you can get around that with the Roth IRA by doing backdoor Roths, but folks that have a lot of pre-tax dollars already in an IRA, backdoor Roth may not be an effective strategy. So, the original play still is very effective. The play action pass, very, very effective based on your financial situation. If it makes sense for you to continue to max out your 401k pre-tax, get all that deduction, but then also max out your Roth IRA. It's providing tax diversification. You're getting a deduction today, depending on your 5-factor retirement plan, your outlook in the future, and even some of your charitable donation, sort of those aspirations and all that. That may be a very, very effective strategy for you. However, in your situation, if you are concerned about rising taxes in the future, if you're concerned about new taxes potentially in the future, and you are in a very good tax bracket today, consider shifting that strategy, okay? Overcoming those couple barriers or frustrations or disadvantages of that first strategy, and instead max out that Roth 401k. And if you have a high deductible health plan available to you, an HSA eligible one, max out the HSA so you're also getting a tax deduction today. Whether either of those strategies make sense for you, you've got to look at all 6 areas of your financial life. Those are just 2 ideas in the midst of your tax planning, but you certainly need to understand your cash flow, present financial position, maybe your insurance picture, so protection planning. Yes, your investment strategies, your retirement strategy, even your estate planning needs to be considered to see which of those tax planning strategies makes the most sense for your situation. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.